deal, now I'm going to my own time.
Good afternoon and welcome back to EPIC48 with Intel, Starcraft 2 Code S knockout stages. I'm Bollard and I'm joined by Dane. Good to have you
Hello.
on. You did a cast yesterday?
I did. I've done a couple casts so far. Really
Probably
enjoying
done more
it.
than me.
Yeah, the first one was really short. So yeah, the first series I had, it was just like a couple cheese games and over. So I haven't really scratched my my caster itch just yet. So I'm looking forward to probably a little more epic TVZ here.
Yeah, speaking of Epic, this hopefully is going to be an epic game at Epic LAN. We've got probably the El Clasico, as we call it, of Epic LAN. We've got RiSky versus Raza, a match that we normally see in the grand finals, but today we're treating you here in the upper quarterfinals. So what do you think about this one?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Neither of the players are at the peak of their powers, so to speak.
Yeah.
I know Raza, he's become a dad this year. He's been very distracted, very busy. So he's still playing. He's playing a little bit recently. Obviously, he's been playing for a very long time. So even if he's out of shape, he's still a very dangerous player.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and he's shown that already by making it to the upper quarterfinals.
Yeah, so he's absolutely terrifying. Plus the fact that there's that hotfix has to be talked about.
And now Terran is broken.
It remains to be seen how Terrans can best take advantage of the cheaper command center. So I know there's a lot of silly stuff going on, whether they just never make a supply depot or anything like that.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of new shenanigans available to Terrans. But yeah, we're going to get a TVZ in this matchup. Just waiting for the players to help us set up the lobby. Yeah, and why don't we take a look at the bracket while we're waiting? We'll get that one on stream to show you guys this wonderful graphic we have put here together. So we had the round of 12 go through so far, and in that round, Raza did take down Lilypad, leading to the Raza RiSky match that we're going to watch on stream now. And so far, all of the seeded players have made it through into the upper quarterfinals. No upsets to speak of. Fiant Roscoe is our biggest split, seed 1 versus seed 8. We've got Figaro, Larimbo, RiSky Raza, and Drogo on AC. AC was the match that was on stream just before this one as well. Did you catch any of that one at all?
No, I didn't manage to get that one.
I believe it was a 3-0 in favor of AC over Brumaria. Hoping for a close one in that one, but it ended up being the case that AC kind of ran away with it in the end.
Yeah, AC is definitely really one of those players. I think I respect him quite a lot in terms of his decision making and intelligence. Obviously, he's a big little war game guy, which is a game that's really all about just
big little war game is a bit of a
oxymoron.
It's a
little bit of an oxymoron, but yeah, he makes a lot of good decisions. And I think in a new patch where it's a bit chaotic, it's definitely going to help him quite a lot. It looks like our players are nearly ready.
Yeah, we got the lobby set up.
Shouldn't be taking us too long.
Nope.
Yeah,
and the first map is going to be at Eternity's Edge. What do you think about this map?
I think the same thing as I think of all maps, which is I kind of ignore them.
Yeah, you just focus on the game.
The only time I notice is really the maps, to be honest, is when it's a 4-player map and I get 12 pooled.
I was going to talk about that actually, because we've not really seen any 4-player maps so far, but today, obviously, we're going to see longer series. This one is going to be a best of 5, and that means eventually at some point the players are going to have to let some of the other maps into the map pool. But yeah, why don't you take it away with our first player introduction of the match?
All right, so sitting comfortably, playing red in the bottom right-hand corner of Eternity's Edge, he is the artist formerly known as Razor Blader. He is Raza.
And up in the top left-hand corner, in the purple trunks, I don't think he's ever changed his name. He's always been RiSky, and we're going to get frisky with RiSky today. He is RiSky.
RiSky playing his characteristic purple, the red, the classic red versus purple.
Red versus purple.
Red versus blue is overrated. It's like very like NPC style like decisions of to be red versus blue. I think red versus purple is very.
Yeah.
I'm not like other Zergs.
I mean, purple feels like the most on-brand color for Zerg, much like yellow feels like a kind of on-brand color for Protoss, don't you think?
Yeah, that seems right. Like sort of gold, Egyptian style. Yeah, so as always, the first few minutes here, there's really just, if they're going to play standard, it is just kind of going to be a few minutes of just making workers.
Yeah, big shout out to Blizzard to giving us like an extra 2 minutes to talk about the weather. How has the weather been for you at Epic LAN?
It's been lovely. I mean, they've set the air conditioning to like 18 degrees, so that's pretty much what the weather is. The local climate in the land hall is
Yeah.
quite comfortable, I would
I
say.
mean, yeah, the volume levels have been loud, but the temperature, however, has not been too high. We've kind of lucked out, I think, being on the ground floor. Upstairs, it's quite a bit more toasty. I don't know if you've had the chance to go enjoy the presence of the Counter-Strike players upstairs, but they are warm up there.
Yeah, I can imagine, and I imagine their games are quite
Sweaty.
intense, quite sweaty as well. So yeah,
Hopefully,
I
they're all showering and using deodorant.
wouldn't want to be up there. But yeah, so this game, it's looking like both players opening pretty standard. Raza's just gonna go like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a slightly earlier command center. You know, I'm just gonna do the same build I always do, except just a little better.
Hmm.
And you know, he's not doing anything crazy like building a third CC straight away,
Nope.
CC first, skipping the supply depot. There's nothing like that going on. And you know, I think this is probably correct, right? Like RiSky is just doing pool first. So if Raza was to do anything really outrageous, I don't know. I don't know enough about the matchup, but it seems like that would be quite scary to deal with. Reaper's going to go across the map. He's just going to encounter these two lings, so not really too much is going to happen. I do like this from RiSky. Just going to send a couple little lings just on a little mission around to maybe delay that command center in case Raza didn't make the Marine. But, you know, obviously he's got the Marine, so I doubt that there's much is going to come of this. Just nice to be a little annoying there. And the other thing is that the lings can just sort of see what's going on. Oh, is he going to get an SCV? It's looking a little scary. This actually does force an SCV pull. Just these two lings, this one pair of lings. Quite annoying to deal with, actually. So I have to say, I think this is really cute. And is he actually going to get an SCV? No.
Wow.
Raza's way too good for that. Actually pulling the Reaper back as well. The Reaper was 0 kills. So the other thing that's really nice about this move, just to appreciate the little nuances of RiSky's play,
Yep.
is it means he doesn't have to deal with the Reaper.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're doing that back home, Raza's focusing on not losing an SCV.
Yeah.
He's not harassing your drones, right?
And we've talked about it at previous Epic lands. Obviously, you know, losing an SCV or losing a drone is annoying, and like because it costs money. But there's also the attention economy. Like, how much time did RiSky have to spend microing those two lings? Not really very much, to be honest, compared to having to pull drones, dodge reapers, try and chase them around with lings in the base. So he's kind of traded some of Raza's attention span for two lings, and it kind of helped him out there a lot, establishing his third and getting really comfortable in this game.
Yeah, I think this is nice, and it's something that probably is pretty easy to copy as well. If you're kind of watching and you're like, yeah, what's a little way to mix it up?
Yeah, just chuck an extra couple of lings and try and deny the expense.
You can't go too wrong copying RiSky. So yeah, so
Definitely not.
a quick command center, a quick third command center from Raza. You know, nice and cheap, nice and easy. He's not going to need to build a supply depot for a little while.
Yeah.
As I say that, he's literally building another one, but I guess he's actually supply blocked. So yeah, this one doesn't quite come online fast enough for you to be able to benefit from the supply, but
And it gives less supply now since the patches, doesn't it?
yeah, they've nerfed that a little bit to incentivize two base play.
Yeah.
To avoid the double whammy of a two base all in punishing you for not having a third base. You know, I don't know about you guys. I haven't seen the double whammy very much. It's really
You only
improved
see
the
single
game.
whammies normally.
There's single whammies of all inning in that you're all in, but the double whammy of the all in doesn't seem to be there. So
No.
that seems to be working out well. But
Yeah.
I haven't seen a ton of two base all ins in fairness. Okay, so nice little move out from Raza here. He's got the Hellion push with the Reaper. He's retained all of those units, and he's actually got a medevac full of 3 Marines as well to give this push just a little bit more punch. And along with these Hellbats, this is kind of scary.
Yeah, it's a nice little trick holding those Marines behind because, you know, keeps your opponent on their toes. They look at the size of the army and don't realize there's more to come. So he's doing some good damage here. Might even get a queen or two.
Yeah, I think this is really cute. I mean, obviously it's going to be cost effective. Losing the medevacs hurts because there's so many queens coming from so many angles. It does end up getting most of it cleaned up, but there is still a few Hellbats ready to go.
There's 3 queens that are all basically dead. Really nice transfuse. Here's the one at the top. One does finally go down. There's another one on low health on the left. 2 now on the left at risk of going down, and more damage is being done here by Raza.
Oh, and with the Liberator coming in as well, this is really cute. Just going to create a safe zone. So much damage actually has been done here by Raza, and his units just haven't died yet, and quite a few queens have gone down.
Yeah, generally some good transfuses coming from RiSky, but it wasn't enough. Another one of the queens gets sniped. The Liberator is going to die, however, to one of the remaining queens, and finally this push looks like it's going to be cleaned up.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be feeling super good about that as RiSky. Obviously, you didn't lose tons of drones. He had to pull the drones a little bit. He would have lost a little bit. But I think that did probably what Raza wanted.
Yeah, yeah, it was a good little first skirmish of the match.
Can you imagine if that push had stim with it as well? That would have been pretty. That would have been pretty scary. I mean, only 3 Marines, but yeah, it's just that little scare. I think that was a really cute little attack from Raza. Force some units out of RiSky, and after the dust has settled, you can see, yeah, not a huge lead for RiSky actually, right? So there's he's got more drones, but we've got 3 command centers worth of mules.
I was going to say there's mules, so actually, if we, I don't know if you know the shortcut for the income graph because I don't know off the top of my head, but if we look at the kind of income, yeah, if we look at the income, not particularly far behind for Raza in spite of being a 10 worker deficit.
Yeah, and I think if you're the Terran player and you're on kind of equal economy to the Zerg, you're feeling pretty good. And then we have, let's see, 5 Raxes of production coming up with tanks from the factory. His upgrades are ticking away, so he has a nice little 1-1 timing here to push away.
Yep.
And
you see similar upgrades coming on the way for RiSky as well.
And I like this from Raza, right? He's just kind of like, all right, I've done my first push out, did some damage there. Now I need to just be out on the map. Even if it's just with a couple medevacs, like this is not going to do anything major, but it just is going to be able to kill creep.
I was going to say, the creep hit squad is very important in TVZ. You can't let this creep start encroaching onto your side of the map.
Yeah, so just going to like delete that. And he's just giving himself a nice avenue of attack right in the middle. And as soon as he sees, oh yeah, you've made units, I'm going to go home. See you later, alligator.
Yep, nice and safe there from Raza.
Oh, that was cute. That was cute. Dropping the Hellbat to know, you know what, you're going to detonate some Banelings on this. This is going to be cost effective for me.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so he's got quite the 1-1 is finishing. He's got a couple medevacs, a pretty hefty little Marine count. Would love to have combat shield. It's not quite done yet, but it's very close. I think he's probably going to avoid engaging before that happens. But yeah, moving out with a couple medevacs. This is probably, again, just going to be a creep denial mechanism, right?
Yeah.
He would love to get this pathway of creep down. This is such a scary place. I mean, he's probably never going to want to actually push here. It's so wide open.
Yeah.
But he does need to give himself multiple attack paths. So yeah, a couple drops here. RiSky did see this coming out, so it's not going to be a major surprise. He's actually already in position to deal with this. I highly doubt that Raza's gonna get much done here, but.
And this is what I like to see from Raza. You know, split pushes. It's something he's been traditionally very good at in the history of Epic LAN. And yeah, we'll see if he can kind of start dividing up RiSky's attention on different areas of the map at the same time and get some damage done.
Yeah. So RiSky's going for Hydralisks instead of sort of Mutalisks or just low tech or anything like that. So that's going to be give him a lot of sort of direct fighting power. Raza hitting on both sides of the map here. But RiSky's with the nice splits there, not really going to allow Raza to get a whole lot done. That Hydra Lingbane army with good upgrades, it's really hard to deal with when you're in the early stages as Terran. You need just a little bit more. You need some tanks to back this up.
In fact, RiSky's in an advantage. He's pushed Raza all the way back, and he's now going to start pincering in from both sides with those 2 armies that he's been gathering to defend from the drops.
Yeah, so Raza's stance totally changes here, realizing, okay, my turn to be out on the map, probably over. There's a lot of units. RiSky nearly maxed out. Do love the SimCity from Raza with just the the supply depots with the bunker behind it. It's just going to make it slightly annoying. It's almost better to leave a couple gaps in it, I think, so that the lings kind of funnel in.
Yeah, they do something stupid. Like one ling is just attacking the bunker ball, the other one's kind of rummage around, not attacking anything.
Exactly. I think the next timing that I think we'll see from Raza is once he's on like 8 racks, and he's got the tanks to back this up as well. So he just needs to kind of like make sure his 8 racks 2-2 timing is as clean as possible, and that's when he will be able to step back out on the map.
Yep. And as you say, 2-2 finishes, and here he goes.
Yeah, it's time. He's like, it's time to ball. He does have to look out for the counterattacks, but he's got a reasonably good position here against the counterattacks. Obviously, RiSky. He's going to do what all the good Zergs do, right? He's going to go back in. He's going to backstab. Big fight in the middle here. Raza leaving his tank siege. This is kind of dangerous because if you leave them without the support of the Marines, but this is actually looking not too bad. He just get a nice concave on this. Obviously, RiSky's backstab is repelled. He doesn't allow Raza to take that 4th, not that easily, but this is going to open up an opportunity for Raza to push right through the middle here. Yeah. He does have the 2-2. Which is going to be a nice little timing for him. A little bit of a backstab here, but you can see that the backstab army is gradually getting whittled down. Raza coming back with absolutely everything, realizing he doesn't really want RiSky to be able to clean him up in the, to really do much damage with his backstab. But it does mean that this timing just gets delayed, delayed, delayed. And now RiSky has all the time in the world to make sure his army is better than Raza. So I think that timing from, it's almost like a power play there, has been successfully deflected as, another command center going down. Luckily, those things cost basically nothing.
Yeah, they're basically free now, so Raza already had another one ready to go, but yeah, he's just completely unable to establish this fourth at the moment as he keeps getting dragged back and back and back. And like you said, the 2-2 timing has completely gone, and gaining back map control is going to be difficult. He's going to try and clear up that creep that you mentioned earlier. The Hydras are being a little bit problematic, but it seems like he's got some foothold here in the middle of the map.
Yeah, I mean, RiSky is kind of feeling comfortable right now, at least enough to go for Hive and Lurkers. So he's entering that next stage of the game. Raza, I think, still trying to make something happen with like just a Marine ball. So he's got definitely a little bit of a timer here before he can actually do anything. But with that scan, that's going to be nice for him. He's going to realize, okay, RiSky's he's going to take a step back. He's going to try and make sure he gets his tech up. So maybe I should, drop a Ghost Academy, something like that, start to get my tech going as well.
Yep, and it seems like he's finally managed to establish that base in the middle of the map with the Rich Vespine Geyser, which is going to be really nice. And a planetary has been dropped there as well.
Oh, a nice big fight here. RiSky does decide to pop in a little bit. There's so many Banelings here. I almost feel like, far be it from me to question the wisdom of RiSky, but it almost seems like too many. You almost want more Lings there to absorb some of the tank shots.
I was going to say, you don't want your whole army to die every time it attacks, but that seems to be what he's gone for here.
Yeah, it's very difficult for, if you're on that many Banelings, to actually pop in there, because they just get, with that many tanks, they'll just get popped right off.
On the other hand, RiSky is starting to accumulate a little bit of a mineral bank. He's spending all his gas, presumably on all those Banelings, but other Lurkers on the way now as well. It does seem like there's 5 being built.
Oh, this is such a big fight from both players, but it does look like RiSky has enough to clean this up. Raza is left with just a handful of Marines, Marauders. He's going to get out there. At least he retains his medevacs, but that is going to be a nice trade, I think, for RiSky in the end. Given that he's got such a great bank and economy, he's going to be able to remax there. Raza's position here on this 4th base is really nice. It's actually quite forward, and since he keeps pushing down that corridor, getting rid of the creep, it's just going to be a nice staging point for him to keep pushing in, along with it being a planetary. But he's going to have to hold on to it, and RiSky, with a 50 supply advantage, is ready to start pushing and poking this down. And I don't know if Raza really has the tech to deal with the Lurkers just yet.
There is a 50 supply advantage, but only about 30 of that is in army. I mean, 30 supply army advantage is pretty scary, though. And the planetary is not able to deal with these Lurkers. The Liberators are going to have to try and help before this base dies.
Yeah, it looks like Raza prefers going for like a sort of Liberator tank counter rather than going straight into Ghost, and that's probably right? I have no idea what I'm talking about.
We have no idea what we're talking about when it comes to TVZ, do we?
Yeah, so maybe he's just feeling like, yeah, you don't need the Ghost that early. RiSky is going to run up with all of the Lurkers right up to the top of the ramp, and that was going to be best case scenario for Raza, but it's still so difficult once the rest of the army gets there to actually deal with that many Lurkers. As soon as they get burrowed, you are in a dangerous position. Raza, just like that, lights out.
Lights out, absolutely. Those Lurkers just proved too much. Didn't have any way to deal with them. The army supply difference really came to the fore there, and RiSky was able to get the job done in game number 1.
Yeah, it did feel a bit like RiSky just had too much headroom there.
Yep.
With that push, like once he cleaned up that big army, there was that one large fight where all of, they both max, they both have their upgrades, they both have everything. But Raza just didn't quite have enough.
And yeah, that little bank that he had kind of been saving up there, RiSky, allowed him to remax much quicker, like we saw, and then snowball it into the victory. Raza probably hoping he could have got done more with the split pushes early on. They were repelled far too easily. No economic damage really suffered by RiSky at any point in that game. Pretty comfortable win in the end.
Yeah, I mean, that first push from Raza was really cute. Yep. It looked nice, but ultimately
it was kind of even.
It's a bit like, in like an anime where it's like, the villain starts laughing and he's like, ha ha ha, is that the best you've got? And then he just kind of like one punches
backhands you, yeah, and then here we are. But speaking of here we are on map number 2. We're going to be jumping into Rainfall LE with Raza versus RiSky in the upper quarterfinals. Starting here in the bottom right-hand corner in the red chunks, representing the Red Dragons, he is Raza.
And his opponent up 1-0 in the series. He is the Purple Zerg, RiSky. All right, so how was your day?
How's my day? But it's been pretty good. Yeah, got a good night's sleep. We made the bold choice of getting an early night last night, and by early I mean like 11 o'clock, which is pretty crazy for LAN. But
It
I think it paid off.
it feels so good right now, and I have no regrets.
Yeah, we had a delicious coffee over at Amino, not sponsoring the event, but you know who is sponsoring the event? Overclockers. Big shout out to Overclockers for sponsoring this event, alongside Intel, of course, for being the main sponsor. XP Pro Eyewear, who you've seen lovingly modelled by our very own Hart, who's been rocking off those awesome glasses in all of the casts that he has done. And of course, Republic of Gamers. Big shout out for providing us with a lot of the equipment we use at the event.
Yeah, a lot of great sponsors. Really thankful that they enable us to be able to do great StarCraft events in a world where StarCraft events are
Few and far
increasingly
between.
rare.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. And we're getting more and more, a broad interest at Epic Land. It's really cool to see a bunch of we would call them invaders, but that sounds rude. We love having them come and visit. You know, we've got Drogo coming over from France. We've got Fiant visiting as well. And in the past, you know, we've had many other great foreign players come and grace Epic Land with their presence.
yeah, absolutely appreciate it. And it's always nice to make some new friends.
Yeah.
Um, the game obviously there's a lot going on here. We see this little
Yeah.
house with all these little purple worker dudes.
All right,
and they're
describe what's going on here as if I was 5 and had no idea what StarCraft was.
So there's a house. I actually do this because my daughter is
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
she's
yeah.
3.
Pretend I'm your daughter,
Yeah,
and we'll go from there.
and I say there's a little house and there's workers and
Yeah. What do they
they
do?
have to go to their work just like Daddy does.
Yeah,
You know, he has to
yeah.
go to work and make money and come home and pay for things that we need,
They bring the money home.
like Zerglings that can go across the map and attack your opponent.
Friendly Zerglings.
That's where it kind of breaks down because Daddy doesn't buy Zerglings in real life.
You should buy Zerglings.
If I knew a shop in Cambridge that
Sold
sold
Zerglings.
Zerglings, I would go buy Zerglings.
I have some Zerglings on the way in the post actually.
Do you?
The Starcraft war game, what's it called, the miniatures game that is being produced by Archon Studios is on the way to me in the post.
Not sponsoring this.
Not
this
sponsoring the
currently.
stream, but I think they're very cool, so I'm going to shout them out off my own back. But
And
yeah,
if they want to sponsor the stream in the future, you know.
I've got a little miniature stalker on the way. That guy's going to
Oh.
be really cool.
That's cool. Nice micro from Raza here to deflect these first 4 lings. I mean, those lings really just didn't do very much. But, you know, it's one of those things as risky, right? You're like, okay, I made these guys. The Reaper never came, so I might as well just, like, you know, go and poke in and see what's going on. So he's going to see more or less what's going on. What I want to know is, did RiSky see the Raxes? And he did.
Yeah, he did. He saw his
And
triple
that's really big because Raza is going for this build where he's making 3 Raxes and he's going to push. And so now RiSky...
Skipping the Reaper, though, is kind of a big tell because Raza always builds a Reaper, I swear.
Yeah, true. I mean, I can't help but feel like if you're playing against RiSky and and RiSky knows the build you're doing exactly and your build is locked in for at least 3 minutes. Like, it's not like at this point Raza can be like, psych, I'm going for battle cruiser. Like it's like, no, you have no tech. You're making, if you've got 3 Raxes, you're making Rax units. That's it. There's no other way into it. And if you tell RiSky that, he's not gonna be like, oh, let me go to 80 drones, right? He's like gonna make units and he's gonna just absolutely stomp on your face and make you cry. So that actually, I think, I could be wrong about this, but I think that's a pretty big
tech
deal.
switch is on the way. We see a
Oh, and I
starport.
eat my words. Wait, am I stupid? Did I miss a whole Rax? Wait.
There were definitely 3.
Okay,
What
I thought there was 3 Raxes. I was wrong because
Was it a factory all along?
I'm a stinky doo-doo head. So everything I just said is invalid. It's a 2-1-1.
But I also thought it was 3 Rexes, so clearly we are
We're
completely
both-
unobserved.
We're both just blind, apparently.
Yeah.
No offense to blind people, but yeah, no, I definitely didn't see that. So everything I said is kind of dumb. He's going to exactly do what I said he's not going to do.
Yep.
But you know what, guys? The important thing is to pivot.
What happened here is you actually predicted it perfectly. You were just
Yeah,
throwing
I was
off our
being
viewers.
I was being sarcastic.
Yeah,
I was
yeah, yeah.
like, oh, he's not going to go
never
battle
going to be
cruiser.
a BC.
Yeah, exactly. But
Duh.
in fact, he is going battle.
He is actually
cruiser.
building BC.
So yeah, battle cruisers, a unit that famously is really cool.
I mean,
Is it
the
the
LeVar
coolest
Burton
unit?
cruiser has always been a legendary unit in StarCraft, and them being able to teleport only made them cooler. So yeah, I don't have much more to say about cruiser. Awesome.
Yeah, and actually, if RiSky doesn't scout that, you know, if he's like, oh, there's a bunch of units coming, it's a 2-1-1, and then boom, battle cruiser in your main base.
Which they do that. They just appear in your base.
That
It's crazy.
sucks, man. That sucks for you. I really hope, just for the sake of this series, that the battle cruisers come in.
Is it normal to
and-
get your Martyr Cannon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it one-shots queens, I think.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I forgot.
So, like, you're like, oh, this is not good, though. I'm not an expert, but I think that's not lined up. That tech. Oh, yeah, he's got him. He catches it. He's like, hey,
He's got it.
how come I can't make 2 battle cruisers at once?
It's almost like everything you say, Raza does instantly. Battle Cruiser's done.
Him
Misaligned tech
and
lab,
I have
done.
a telepathic link.
Mhm.
We merged minds.
Yeah, you're
like
the
Archons.
Zane stand-in for this LAN, I think. Zane, Dane sounds pretty similar anyway.
Yeah, Zane. Well, Zane is my dad, so
That is true.
we understand each
I'm
other.
the older brother of Raza, as everyone knows.
So it's sort of like we're family connected, so it makes sense. So RiSky,
That
as
makes
far as
Raza
we
your
know,
uncle.
wow.
Wow. that's deep.
I'd be happy to have Raza as an uncle. He seems like a cool uncle.
He seems like a cool dad as well.
Especially, I mean, he'd be cooler if he was still called Razor Blader.
Hell yeah.
But Uncle Razor Blader.
Let's bring back the Razor Blader.
Should we invite Razor Blader? Is he safe around the kids?
Is anything happening in the game?
I mean, the battle cruiser's done. He's gonna wait for, why
3?
not? Wait for 5.
Got like 7. Fuck
Wait
it.
for 5. Just like, hey, you weren't ready for 1. You're not ready for 5. There's no.
I mean, there are no spores.
there's
like,
no spire. There's no spores.
RiSky actually has no
Yeah.
idea, which is kind of sick.
Yeah. Oh,
Here-
I
now he has an
love
idea.
this. I love this. Surprise,
Bang,
motherfucker.
Bang, bang, bang. So many drones dying. Wow, he's got nothing
Oh,
to deal
this
with
feels
this.
good.
That
Go,
queen?
Raza.
That queen? What are
Get
you going to
in
do with your
there.
queen? Dead.
Yeah, and now we got the Yamato cannon. Let's go.
Bong.
You can't heal through the Yamato cannon. It's just a one-shot. What's up? And I'm not going to kill your other queens, too. Oh, this is so good
gross.
for Raza. So many queens going down. It's not the end of the world. RiSky's not. He's not going to just totally fall over. But as they
That's
say
a
that,
lot
I
of
just don't.
queens.
I just don't see. I mean, I just don't see how anything happens here. He's got.
Counterattack, maybe?
He's got a full
Bailing
wall
buffs?
up. There's not even banelings there. Well, I guess there are.
There are, but they're not
There are,
here
but there's so
now.
many. There's so many Hellions here. This is just.
All the lings
I can't
died.
imagine. You do need to clean this up at some point, but yeah, there's
He did.
so
It's
many.
cleaned up.
There's so many. Yeah, these. Nice game 2 to Raza.
Wow.
Beautiful.
What a game that was. That was really exciting.
Yeah, Raza was showing us himself at his most handsome and brave in that game. I was really impressed with that. Yeah, you just have to, make 4 battle cruisers that get unscouted and teleport them into the base.
Turns out that's still pretty strong, even after all of the changes.
Yeah, so well played from Raza. I like that. That was a little surprise build. I think I have to say though, from like, a detached perspective, that's not necessarily the kind of game you want to win.
No,
in
it's
a
not.
series,
It's not going
in
to
a
make you
long
more confident.
series.
That's the thing. We're talking about best of 5s today, and then eventually the best of 7 in the grand final. And yeah, it's nice to sneak a win with a fun build, but you can't rely on winning 3 games in a best of 5 that way.
No, unless you just unless you just have insane builds lined up back to back, right? Like you just have, if Raza's got 2 more bangers in him like that, where he's just like complete surprise.
Yeah.
I make it look like a battle cruiser, but it's actually just like,
Yeah.
I don't know what else it could look like. It's just a bunch of Vikings.
It's just a 3.
I'm gonna
racks.
kill all your overlords or something, just something absolutely bananas.
That would be a hell of a play. But yeah, we talked about it yesterday, players wanting to hold back their like peak builds, the sneaky stuff. But I mean, at the point we're at now, with so many strong players still left in the tournament, and Raza no longer being the favorite Epic LAN that he once was, same for RiSky as well, to be fair. You gotta smoke them while you got them, as we say. And yeah, starting here in the bottom left-hand corner of Washout Ellie in the red trunks, tying the series 1-1. He is Raza.
Wee-oo. And his opponent, tying it, is currently tied 1-1. In purple, the best color. Susanna's favorite color is purple. So if she's watching.
Fantastic.
If my 3-year-old is watching.
I hope your 3-year-old is not watching.
You're probably rooting for these guys. It's RiSky.
Does Susanna have a favorite race?
No, she doesn't have.
No.
She doesn't understand what a race is.
No.
Which is
for the best.
actually beautiful, right?
Yeah, that is
because you can't
actually
be
really
racist.
wholesome. Yeah,
You can't be racist if you don't know what a race is.
exactly. Damn straight.
And there is a lot more racism in StarCraft than there should be.
Yeah.
It's something that not a lot of people talk about, but there's a lot of racism. And it's not as important to tackle as real life racism, but it's still important, it's still worth
Yeah.
talking about,
Of
But
course.
Yeah, I think it is important to stand up to racism, whether it's in the Kaprulu sector or in England. It's just wherever you go on Earth, you just
I know where we might find more.
where.
That's for an exercise for the reader to discover. Um, gosh, what can we talk about during these glorious 2 minutes Blizzard delivered unto us?
Uh, well,
We've done the weather.
The weather,
We've
yeah.
done our sleep schedule.
Oh, you can help me. You
Yeah,
can
okay.
talk about what I talked about with Molten yesterday.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the conversation.
Okay.
So yeah, basically, there's a lot of like big buffs swinging for the fences coming out
Mhm.
from Blizzard, from the intern, so to speak. A lot of what he seems to be wanting to do,
Blizzard. What was his name? Blizzard Dan. I don't know.
Is it
Dox the
Blizzard
guy.
Dan? Is
I
it
don't
Blizzard
know. I
Dan?
don't know. Are you the guy pushing all these patches?
If I was him, do you think I would? You know, it's
You're
not.
just trying to fit in.
Maybe.
You're
Yeah,
pretending to be outraged.
I'm a pick me employee. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey guys, Protoss is so overpowered. Am I right?
Oh my
Let's
god.
totally make the other races better so that it's fair.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm like a trad wife, but for Protoss. I'm like, I just want a nice strong Zerg to take care of me, and I'll never work.
So what was the problem you were getting Molten to help you
So
with?
what I was getting at was, if you're gonna do things like change the larva spawn rate for
Sure.
Zerg, which is like a fundamental core buff to the whole economy that snowballs for the entire game,
Yep.
and you're gonna do that for command centers as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, the logical thing to do is to focus
Remove
on
Warp Gate.
is to buff niche underused Protoss units
Okay.
with small buffs to see whether or not you can make them more viable in the long term. That seems like the logical way to go with it.
Okay.
So my question to you was, given that that's the context, what would you buff for Protoss to make them stronger?
So those are more like economical changes than unit buffs, right?
No. What I'm saying is, the logical thing to do is to buff the other two races' fundamental snowball mechanics, but then the logical thing to do is to just buff underused Protoss units.
Right. Yeah.
Like the Colossus getting a bit of extra damage.
I think we should bring back the Mothership Core.
Okay.
I think that's the only solution.
All right.
Like that thing was broken as heck. So like, why don't we just have that back?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, that might be majorly impactful.
I want photon overcharge. I want. What's the dumbest thing it could do?
You want to like go dumber with it?
Yeah. It wasn't dumb enough.
You looked at the game. You're like, we gone dumb.
This
we
is
can go
far too.
dumber.
Yeah.
Okay, we can go dumber. Well, I think the Mothership Core should be able to pick up units. It should be a drop ship as well. I think that would be fair.
But
also, it shouldn't cost gas. You should be able to get it instantly.
It can only pick up massive units like the Colossi.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And probes. Can it please cost no gas and pick up probes and also count as a forge?
Yeah.
So that you could just do.
Yeah, if you have a Mothership Core, you can build cannons.
Yeah. So then I'm thinking like you pick up a probe. No, it should just be a probe.
Oh.
So you can Mothership Core cannon rush.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that would be really cool. That would even the game out. It would make it quite dynamic. It would open up a lot of build diversity.
Yep.
I think that would be quite good. I think the other thing that maybe would be good would be to just give Protoss their own version of creep. Because like we're already feeling a bit more like Terran because we have to queue our units.
Yep.
So I feel like we should have creep to make us a bit more like Zerg. That's like their core mechanic.
Well, we were talking the other day about Dawn of War 4 and the Adeptus Wi-Fi network mechanic. So maybe if everything's on the same psionic network, it all just gets buffed and all your buildings produce units cheaper.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I'd be into that. Look at this, spores from RiSky. Raza is living rent-free in his head right now.
He's actually going rattled.
He's gonna rush Spire.
You think?
He's gonna turn up with like 30 corruptors, and it's gonna be like, I have no air units.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So this, I
enjoy watching the Hellion hit squad go around. Did we not used to do this with 2 Reapers, or has that not been a thing for a while?
You're asking the wrong cowboy.
All right, it's all good. Yeah, 1 Reaper and a bunch of Hellions. It's still exciting. Some good time being wasted here. You know, attacking where the Spore Crawler isn't, then unsieging and moving again, and then
Notably 0 kills, but not losing it.
He's costing
forcing
mining
2 spores, mining time. Yeah, it's all good.
And dividing attention, which
it's all good in the hood.
RiSky's not going to be thrown off really that much by that, but it's nice to try.
Yeah, I mean, what do we got? A double Evo chamber going for upgrades.
Yep.
What else? Oh, right, the creep idea. Let's get
Yeah,
back to that. This
okay.
get the game. The game is happening for sure.
Upgrades are happening.
Things are
Both players.
happening.
There's Baneling Nest on the way.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Banelings are good. So as I was saying, so Protoss having creep, right?
Okay.
I hope he's listening. I hope the intern's listening. Protoss
Yep.
should have creep. I think the creep, it needs to be thematic, right?
Okay.
So maybe you just make it like pylons, right?
Yep.
The energy fields.
Yeah, I think that works.
And they just, so in energy fields, Protoss units move quicker.
That's just creep, though.
Yeah.
You just described
Yeah,
Zerg.
that's what I was going for.
Have you considered
Did
like
you not-
some
did you listen to
like
the first part? I said-
diversity?
No. I want. Well, they've done the same thing. They've made Protoss have to queue units, right?
That's true. They've already turned Protoss into Terrans, and now you just want them to turn it into Zerg.
I think Protoss should have no race identity whatsoever.
Yeah, I think we should remove Protoss from the game in order to start playing Zerg.
But failing that, if pylons could give speed to their units, it wouldn't be that overpowered, right? Like, you would have to like build pylons out on the map, which you're already doing.
Pylon range is pretty small. Like, I don't remember
Yeah.
that
So it's
much.
not overpowered.
No, it's probably
Yeah.
not.
And you could like make it so that they're cloaked as well.
Yep.
There's already cloaked pylons in the campaign, so I don't see a problem with that. All right, so
Push out. Something's happening. Right, Raza is out on the map. We see him building up a sim city back at home, getting all the supply depots in the way to stop the Ling run-bys from happening while he's away from home. Some Banelings have just popped on that side. We'll see how effective this is. The bunker isn't ready and there are no units in it anyway, so will Raza react?
I mean, the saving grace here
Raza
for
react?
Raza is that he just doesn't have enough SCVs for it to be a big loss.
He lost 3 SCVs
He
to
would have
4
lost-
Banelings. That's
he-
actually quite good.
Yeah, he would have lost 30 or 3. It's a bit like it just didn't matter. So
that
that
trade
works.
kind of went in his favor. That trade did not.
Yeah, there's just so much Zerg here. Zerg, RiSky feeling very ready. Obviously, yeah, you've got the 2 tanks, but they didn't really get to play in the Symphony that time, so Raza's just going to regroup. It looks like he's not done being aggressive, though. It's just interesting watching it from a bird's eye view, seeing where Zerg is out on the map. Nice little pickoff here, actually, for RiSky. Catching these Marines is going to whittle that Marine count down just a little bit. If you're getting a fairly even trade, I feel like that's good for you at this point. I love this little backstab from RiSky. He's going to lose those, but it's gonna delay the push just slightly. Love this from RiSky. He's always backstabbing. He's always getting that second group. He's never attacking the army directly. He knows, I've probably got time for that. You know, he has to respect the Banelings. Little run by here actually is going to be quite annoying for Raza to deal with. He's not got any Hellions or Widow Mines or anything left over there. It's all going to be based in the front, and these Zerglings going to get into all the bases of Raza and really just gut his economy. But Raza does have this push going at the front, so RiSky does need to deal with this, but so far it's only really attacking his 4th base. He is going to be able to push into the 3rd. Nice little splits from Raza. The tank's in a great position, but with the Queens coming in here, so many Banelings, it just seems like this push is not going to be good enough.
Yeah, the tanks weren't sieged in time. The push was kind of do or die at that point once the Lings had got in the base and done that much damage. And yeah, it was just another one of those situations where RiSky was able to kind of delay that push to the point where it kind of became really ineffectual. And letting that Ling run by back into the main really was, also the natural was a real killing blow. Oh,
it's such a beautiful play from RiSky to just have that big, it's just the right size, right? He's got the exact right size. He's making Banelings back at home, buying himself time for that. And then he's just got that like nice sized ball of Zerglings that just keeps catching things out. You're never gonna get a bad trade with a backstab of a bunch of Zerglings, right?
Nope.
It's always gonna be good as long as you're not fighting the main army.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's nice and cheap, and in that case, got quite a lot done. It was 12 plus SCVs that died just from that backstab alone.
Nice. So well played to RiSky. It's 2-1 for him now, and Raza is on match point, so he's got to make something happen here.
Exactly right.
This should be his best build, right?
Yeah.
This will be the Razor Blade.
Yeah. To be clear, Raza's not going to be out if he loses this game.
Oh,
There's a lower bracket.
Out of the upper bracket. Yeah.
But you want to stay in the upper bracket for as long as possible. It means you play fewer games. If you can get through the upper bracket to the grand final, you get a 1-map advantage. So there's a lot of benefits to trying to cling on to your upper bracket berth. But we are here on how do you pronounce
Rorschach.
Good, because you study this. You teach.
Well, we don't really. The Rorschach things is not really a thing
not
anymore.
cool
but
anymore.
we know it is.
But you know what the word is, and you know how to pronounce it. Because I
is.
sure as hell don't. Why don't you?
Rorschach.
I sound like I'm a dog barking at a bird or something. Anyway, do you want to take it away with the player introduction, starting in the bottom left-hand corner?
Oh, would I ever? So in the bottom left-hand corner of Rorschach Ladder Edition, it is Mr. Frisky the RiSky.
Are there any maps in the map pool that don't end in LE?
No, I don't think so. Because
Do
they're
you
all the
think they could
latter
just admit?
edition.
Yeah, but they could just admit that it's just
Well, there isn't. There is
superfluous.
technically a separate version, right?
Yeah,
And when
yeah.
you name it on the map editor thing, you need to give it like
They should name the ladder versions nothing and then have non-ladder edition NLE on the end. Anyway,
NLE. Yeah.
in the bottom right-hand
Mm.
corner, down 2-1 in this series, having to fight for his upper bracket life. He is Raza.
And what do we got going on here? Another pool first. So it looks like RiSky just thinks pool first is the way to play the matchup, right? He's just pool firsting every time. That's not true. Maybe he just doesn't respect Raza. And he's just like, you know what? I know that if this gets into a reasonable macro game, I can win. So all I need to do is not die to a like 2 racks or 3 racks or something. So I'm just going to make sure I always have Lings out early. And then if, worst case scenario, if I have Lings out early and Raza's got units, I just trade them off. It's no big deal.
I wouldn't even call it disrespecting Raza at this point. Raza has proxy racked RiSky at Epic Land enough times that I think he's got enough evidence to work off of that it's a real risk that he has to account for.
That is fair. So same exact starting from Raza as it has been in the other games. Just getting the 1 racks, Reaper, expand. Very straightforward. RiSky, going for the pool, making workers, getting an expansion. The build diversity is off the charts.
Hey, that one game where Raza did something different was pretty exciting.
It was. I really enjoyed that. I'm gonna try to stop complaining about the worker change. I think that would have happened in the old patch, though. I'm just gonna say that. I don't think that's wildly
No,
new.
I don't think it was a direct consequence of the patches, but it was a good game.
I mean, it's build diversity because Raza is just a beast,
Yeah, an absolute machine.
So yeah, we got the Zerglings popping across the map. They're singing their little song. They're like, "Let's go. Who knows where we're going? We're just gonna go and have a good time here.
I don't think they're going to be having a good time. For
Nothing
much longer.
bad will ever happen to me.
They
I'm
might be
just
able
gonna
to-
go. Oh, look, here's a little friend. Let's give him a hug."
I think they might be able to deny this. They do, and the SCV manages to get away. The Marines will have to clean these up.
Yeah, it's still a nice little dance here, nice little micro dance. But the CC getting delayed, and actually, it's a little stressful because like you could just lose here, right? Like, I mean, probably not with any kind of micro, but losing the Marines would be pretty bad.
The Reaper got dragged back again as well, just in case. So once
Yeah.
again, RiSky doing great work, just denying Raza really doing anything on his side of the map at all.
Yeah, I like this. As someone who dabbles in Little Zerg, I'm just copying everything RiSky does. Everything he does, I like it. It makes sense.
Yep.
It doesn't look in the nicest way. Like RiSky's obviously an incredible player, but he makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He just kind of is like, oh, I'm gonna do the things that are smart and sensible, and I'm gonna make sure that you don't get to do anything. I'm gonna shut down everything you're doing. Like I have extrasensory perception, and I'd like to be that way. I'd like to have mind powers.
It's a very true quote. Doing simple things is hard.
That's true.
Making something look easy is anything but.
Do fewer things, but do them well.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. Third CC for Raza, not looking to play. Now, I haven't really seen what I thought was like the standard, which is Hellion Banshee. I don't think Raza really plays that. He's actually going for mech this game. So he's going to go for two factory with brew frame. I like that. I haven't seen that in a while. That could be fun. I don't really know how it works, if I'm being totally honest with you. You make a whole bunch of Hellions and just like, yeet them in, to use the parlance of our times, yeet them into the enemy base.
Into the Zerg blender.
Do you get an armory with it? Is that a thing that you do? I mean, it's blue flame, but it's obviously not that much of a timing attack because you're getting a third CC with it. So it's just going to be probably a macro mech game with maybe forcing you to get off of Lings. Because that RiSky is so good with Lings, right?
Yep.
Like the last couple games, it's like, oh my god, RiSky, you're so good with Lings. Your Lings are so incredible and talented, and you're good with Banelings. So if you if you just make 50 Blue Flame Hellions, it's like you can't play Lings. Like you just can't.
Nope.
It's just not. They die in one hit. They die before they even make contact. So, he's going to force RiSky to make something else. The only problem with that is I don't think RiSky's not good with other units.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't think if you force RiSky to make like mutas or something, he's going to be like, oh no, I don't know how to play the game.
Do you think Aspire is a likely follow-up to seeing this many Blue Flame Hellions?
Oh, I would. I'm not. I've made an idiot of myself too many times. to make predictions in this game. This is big, though, right? That's a lot of Blue Flame Hellions. Nothing, obviously there's tons of queens, but, it's going to take a while for these to get cleaned up. And nice little Evo chamber block there.
I mean,
ultimately,
that looks really impressive. He killed 3 drones.
After all that, 3 drones,
That's
Oh,
quite
whoa.
He's dying.
Whoa.
The Lings got him.
Yeah, remember I said you can't do anything with Lings? You know who can do things with Lings? RiSky can.
Yeah, RiSky says, yeah, you might have Hellions, but I'm just going to kill you with my Lings. Anyway, there is an armory on the way, so that answers that question. But yeah, that was a really bad trade for Raza.
That feels so bad, right? To be like, I'm going to go for this unit that counters Lings so I can do a bunch of damage. Then you get no damage done, and the opponent gets damage with the thing that they counter. That feels bad.
It's gone for...
Oh yeah, he's getting Cyclones. He's playing Battle
Cyclones.
Max. Battle Max. Yeah, Battle Max. Battle Max cool.
And RiSky's response is to go for a Roach Warren, so yeah, we'll see how this nets out.
Yeah,
RiSky building some safety spores as well, just in case, but...
Yeah, I mean, this is ultimately a good enough trade, right? Even though they're like pretty hard countered. I doubt RiSky will make like loads more Lings, right? He'll make like a bunch of roaches. As the dust settles, though, let's be unbiased here. Let's not like write the game off just yet. Raza has 3 base economy.
Yep.
He's at 50. I mean, as I say that, look at that, 63 workers now for RiSky. I don't know how many you want. I feel like maybe you go to like 66 workers. This is heartbreaking. Raza scans the main. But RiSky's like, nah, I put my Spire in my 3rd.
Because of course you do.
In the armpit of my 3rd, so that you'll never see it.
I mean, it's nicely tucked away there. It's going to be pretty hard to kill.
And I can see this being kind of scary, right? Like, you've got the Roach Warren. Okay, I'm gonna risk making an idiot of myself here.
Yeah, make
right?
a prediction.
But like, this is what I feel like this is.
There's no way he could go battle cruisers right now.
What I feel like is gonna happen is RiSky's gonna have a Roach Warren. Just to be able, just to make enough roaches to be like, all right, I'm not dying to the battle mech push. As soon as he gets the opportunity, he's going to poop out 20 mutas.
Yep.
And he's just going to fly into your main, and Raza's going to be like,
And
GG.
probably type GG,
Yeah, that's
what
I
I
think
seem
is going to
highly likely to go that way.
Yeah, so RiSky's like, I'm going to stay on like 66 drones. It's just enough to be scary. Raza's on 60 workers, though, so the economies are pretty even. But the key is Raza needs to see that Spire. In my opinion, right? Because with Battle Mech, it's not like playing Bio where you just have the thing that beats mutas just built into your army, right?
Yep.
You have the Cyclones, but the Cyclones just aren't that great.
He just cancelled a Thor. It was like half done.
Bruh.
And he just cancelled it.
I think he probably saw
It was probably a misclick Thor, but like still.
Maybe. Or maybe he's like, oh, he's making roaches, it's okay. But it's like, bro, I can make more than 1 unit.
He's definitely not seen the Spire still, has he? This is going to come as a complete surprise. He's got no missile turrets. He's got no... Well, he's got the...
I don't even know if he has an engineering bay.
Cyclones,
Oh, he
like,
does. He does have an engineering bay.
So he's got the Cyclones. He's got 1.
He could. But
2, sorry.
Yeah, these mutas are just going to fly in. They're going to be like,
this is
going to
be absolutely brutal. He's got no way of repelling them. He's going to have to pull all the drone SCVs, and they're just going to bounce around
this
from
is
base
like
to base.
This is like what you want. This is like what the guys who sign up for the Border Patrol in America on the southern border want. They want no resistance. They want to just
fish
fly
in a barrel
with their boys, be like, we're fucking awesome, look at us go. There's like nothing that can actually fight them, and they dress in like full paramilitary gear. They're like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, this is what the fantasy. If there was anything that could actually shoot back, they'd be like, no, I want to go home, I'm scared.
Okay, Cyclones are still good against mutas when there's only 6 of them, but we'll have to see how this snowballs out of control. RiSky at the moment, not actually building anymore, just going pure roach at this point, and destroying the 4th as well before it can turn.
Oh, and that's an expensive planetary fortress as well. So yeah, unfortunately there. But forcing, this is nice for RiSky, right? He doesn't actually care about these mutas. He's like, I'm just gonna force turrets. I'm gonna force you to make Thors.
That's just gonna might even cancel the Thor.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So yeah, the mutas are still alive. So yeah, this.
And the thing is, he's not building anymore. He's actually teching out of this.
Yeah, you don't need to, right? You just make the 6. It's enough to force a big reaction, and then he's like, I'm gonna go back on my 80 workers and make infinity roaches.
Yep. Oh, that being said, Raza, still in the game. It's not too far behind on supply, building up a decent army size, most importantly. Needs to not lose too much of it here to the roaches.
Yeah, needs to just, he's like trading off, getting rid of the Lings, building up that tank count.
That tank count's getting pretty good, actually.
And eventually, I guess the thing that really goes in Raza's favor here is the supplies are pretty high, and the higher the supplies go, the better that is for the mech player, right?
Yep.
Like, because the roaches just don't, they just take up so much supply. So
Yeah.
Raza just needs to be like, right, I'm going to get a maxed out army. You've got a maxed out army, but if we smush into each other, my smush is better.
No, the
Yeah.
final muta does eventually die, and now it's just going to be pure roach against pure mech, it seems like, for the rest of this game. Raza does need to get this fourth established. It's probably his utmost priority right now, but he wants to just be careful he doesn't get sniped on the other side of the map.
Yeah, this is looking pretty scary. That's a lot of Ravagers, I have to
It's
say.
a lot of Ravagers. They're pretty much all Ravagers at this point.
But like, as soon as you can lift that. There's nothing that shoots up, so you're not going to die. And Raza can just continue to make.
I mean, he's almost got enough biles at this point to kill it while it's flying.
Yeah, that's they have to hit it though, you know. And Raza can duck and dodge.
It moves pretty slow.
So Nidus Worm coming down from RiSky. This makes a ton of sense. To be able to just get a bunch of Ravagers. It's so hard to defend against this if you're the mech player, right? Like, you have to stop the Nidus from going down. There's an Overseer right here. He's got vision exactly where he needs it. He's going to be able to pop something down there. So he can go in the main. He can make something happen.
He might not need to.
He can throw away quite a lot. I mean, there's so many tanks here. You shouldn't be able to kill him, right, with that many tanks. But there is so much Zerg. Even if you get popped by tanks, it's just like there's so much Zerg. Any kind of trade is good for RiSky right now. He has so much money. And you know, I said as the supplies get bigger, it's definitely going to favor Raza, but the supplies aren't getting bigger if you keep trading. So really nice play from RiSky there. I don't think Raza realizes this is happening because RiSky is pushing while the Nidus Worm is going down just to distract Raza. Raza has to focus on that. Look at this, actually. Putting through Infestors so that if something does get sent, maybe he has Neural Parasite? Yeah, once the Neural Parasite's done, it's going to be really annoying. He might be able to steal a
Is he going to go build a command center?
Yeah, that would be a nice...
Oh, that would be pretty BM, actually, of RiSky. You know, given how close the matchup between these two has been in the past. But right now, it's not looking pretty close as RiSky is getting control of Raza's main.
Yeah, Raza's going to spend a lot of time and effort to get this cleaned up. At the same time, it's just really hard, right? Because now you got to defend your fourth base, and it's going to go down. It's looking like there's a lot of Zerg over there.
Yeah, it's a lot of repair, but there's a lot of Zerg as well, and it's looking difficult for Raza to hold on to the fourth hit.
Don't want to write him off just yet. He does manage to save it. Loses a few SCVs in the process, but for now, things are looking stable.
A strong and stable government,
Things have calmed down. Yeah, this is very... Yeah, okay, so leaving the tank there means that... Oh, look at the range on that tank.
Damn.
That looks like it must have just been the edge, but he's able to hit it. Whoa, 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 whoa. He's assimilated. He's taken something over. Yeah, so trading a bunch of these down. I do think there's enough Zerg here once RiSky has consolidated that he's going to be... Is he going to be able to get this down? It's not down yet.
Whoa, it's another hole. He's still in the game.
He saves the planetary.
He loses another 9 SCVs. This dude has lost like 100 SCVs this game, I swear, and he still has 54. It's kind of insane.
And yeah, I mean, if Raza can just survive, right? If he can just survive, it feels good because he's getting more command centers. They're cheaper now, right? He can turn them into, orbitals. He can get lots of mules going. He's got the tank in the main now, so it's unlikely that
the Nidus is going to be less effective. This is going to get cancelled, unfortunately.
Yeah, you can just fly that away though, right? For the moment, just fly it away. Another Nidus going down, but he's actually putting the Nidus down on top of the tank. So Raza's like, oh, I don't have to think about this anymore. And the Nidus is like, surprise!
This actually worked, and the tank's going to die.
Raza's like, hey, that's illegal. You can't do that.
That's actually really smart.
That's not fair. That's not fair. Mom, he did the thing.
It's my turn to play as Zerg. Anyway, this is looking pretty bad. He's back in the main again. We'll see if Raza manages to cling on one more time and fend this off, but he's really struggling to get down another base.
That is the majority of RiSky's army, though, so we're not worried about a multi-prong attack while this happens. So Raza just
I mean, the army supplies are dead even still. Like, fundamentally, Raza's army is better. He just can't get it all together in one place without losing loads of his infrastructure or another base.
Yeah, I mean, this is not too bad. Not too bad.
Cleans it up.
Maybe. Oh, I mean, he's got it. Yeah, there's a few more units left.
Raza is trading more efficiently, but I imagine he's mined a lot less as a result of having fewer bases and losing a lot of economy.
Oh, this is nice here. He's got enough tanks here. Yeah, that's not going to be the best trade there for RiSky. And suddenly,
Are we seeing Broodlords?
we might.
We're seeing Broodlords. That's what RiSky is going to do to get out of this kind of rut. He's found himself in a rut. He's throwing, you know, wave after wave against the Terran wall. And this is exactly what Terran's built to do, right? Siege up, hold the fort, turtle, and he's going to have to find a new way to break through.
Yeah, and there's nothing else to do, right? And the weird thing is, Raza looks like he's moving out, and I don't know if he should be. I have to be honest. I have to second guess him on this one because I feel like maybe it's not, but maybe he knows. You know, the Broodlords are coming out. Maybe we got a chance.
It's possible, yeah. It's a do or die moment with the Broodlords coming. He's not going to be able to get the Thor count that he probably wants to deal with Broodlords, given the economy that he currently has, and he's losing more SCVs once again.
Yeah, I mean the SCVs. Still relevant. He has enough bases that if he turns them into orbitals, it won't be the worst thing in the world. But yeah, look at this multi-prong. But you know, Raza has units left over everywhere, so he's not going to be going too crazy with it. One thing I am surprised by is that there's no tanks or anything left in the main for Raza, which is going to mean that if a Nidus comes in there again, it's going to be very annoying to deal with. You want to be able to tick that off to be like, I don't care about that anymore. I like this from Raza now. He's like, all right, so we're doing. I've been on my side of the map the whole time. It's my turn now. Let's get some damage done here. And quite a few workers actually going down for RiSky. Nowhere near as many workers.
Quite a few in the grand scheme of how many he's killed across the whole game. That was more than doubling the amount he's killed in the whole game. However, RiSky has killed 8 times as many.
Yeah, RiSky definitely being the one doing a lot of economic damage. But again, it's just that turtle plan, right? You just have to be able to get.
I think RiSky won't actually be too sad about losing those workers because he had quite a lot anyway. And
yeah,
could do with more supply to make Broodlords.
Like, you know what? We just need to survive. There's only 2 Thors for Raza, so the Broodlords are
4 more on the way.
Are going to be just devastating, and this is the one situation where Broodlords are absolutely insane, where you can just, you know, you've got this nice pillar to abuse here. I really like that. And the Terran just doesn't have enough stuff. He doesn't have enough stuff that shoots up.
Yeah, RiSky's hit at the exact time before those 3 additional Thors popped out, and that would have been really nice for Raza to have right now.
Yeah, Raza's morphing into his final form. It's not over yet, right? As soon as he gets those Thors there, it's going to be scary. Definitely a big timing window for RiSky to be able to damage over here. Another Nidus going down. A little redundant, but
the armor supplies are still super tight, but free units are free units, and this is looking extra dangerous right now.
Yeah, I think Thors are the thing you want against the Broodlords, right?
Yep,
so
yep.
It has to be not too bad.
I'm sure he wouldn't be too sad if he had Vikings, but that's nothing.
Yeah, I think the Thors are good against them, but they're also good against everything else too. So that's kind of like the nice. It's
pretty much all Raza is producing at this point is Thors. He might get a run by with some Hellions. It looks like he's trying to get some Hellions going, or maybe just get the Hellbats up to kill the Broodlings a bit quicker.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, it's just hard, right? You're at 34 workers now. You don't have that many orbitals. He's got a couple extra. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I can't help but feel he needs to just like sit on these bases and max out.
And then go for a big push.
He keeps trying to take a 5th, and I get that, but ultimately you need to be able to just max out and maybe win. I don't know. I'm a newbie, but it feels like what RiSky wants is to continually trade and keep the army from maxing out for Terran, and I just feel like if Raza had a maxed out army, it would be very scary.
For sure, for sure. I mean, I'm proud of Raza for making a real game of this one. You know, it's his upper bracket life on the line. He wants to try and protect that for as long as possible, and he's just refusing to roll over and let RiSky walk all over him.
Yeah, I mean, he's not in the worst position in the world. He's got some workers, but the extra orbitals definitely really help. He's got an army that is now good against what RiSky has. The problem is 11 infestors being built, right? Like all those infestors, if they get on top there and Raza for 1 second doesn't have a scan available, you know, like they can neural from underground, man.
Yeah, there's more infestors than there are Thors.
Yeah.
I'll just let you imagine what's gonna happen in a second.
Yeah, he can even burrow to do it. I don't know if he will. He's not got. No, yeah, burrow's not done yet. The burrow would be insane, but. Yeah, Infestor Broodlord, this is very Wings of Liberty, right?
I know, I'm having flashbacks.
Raza knows exactly. He's like, I have to deal with the tanks. I need to constantly scan. And this sucks, actually, for another reason that I hadn't thought about, which is Raza has to use all his orbital energy on scans. So that you know, the fact that, oh, I'm in the game with mules is like, it doesn't really work.
He's not really in the game of mules anymore. He's got 23 workers. Somehow the army supplies are still roughly even, but not for much longer, it seems like, as the armies are being whittled down by these broodlords.
Yeah, this is Terran's last hope here. This
Here come the
army is
infestors. Right, this
such
is it.
high
This is it.
value.
Neurals,
We're
Neurals,
gonna get
Neurals,
neural,
Neurals, and that is probably going to be game. A
yeah.
valiant effort from Raza, really fighting on till the last, but it looks like RiSky's going to take this series 3-1. GG is called. Well played indeed.
Raza had me believing for a while there. I really did think that he was gonna just edge out, maybe RiSky just a little too overeager, a little too much. But ultimately, RiSky was able to get the game to go the way he wanted to. Like, his game plan is really clear there, right? It's like, I'm gonna make multi-prong, I'm gonna make lots of roaches, I'm gonna have more bases than you, and I'm gonna just trade. You're never gonna max out. You're never gonna get the chance to max out.
Yeah.
And as a result,
yeah, absolutely. And like, he made it really hard for Raza the whole way through. Never let him get comfortable in the game, like you said. And RiSky just showing why, you know, even maybe a little bit rusty, a little bit out of practice, he's still a threat at this tournament. You know, he's been seeded number 3, which, you know, maybe he might not agree with. And it'll be interesting to see, given the patch, you know, will he be able to sneak into that top 2 and maybe make a play for that grand final? It's going to be interesting.
I think there's a good chance of that, right? Like, it's definitely going to be, I don't want to be being too keen here, but it's definitely a very Zergy tournament, right? We got some very strong Zerg players across the board.
Yeah.
And we do have RiSky here for an interview if you want to take
oh, you can take it if you like.
Sure.
Yeah, RiSky, come on in and you can grab this headset. It's a little bit easier to get to. Congratulations on that.
All right, RiSky, how are you feeling after defeating Raza once again?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I was a bit worried because obviously there was a patch 2 days ago now.
Yeah.
With a big change to the CCs and ghosts. So I was a bit worried about Raza. I haven't really played. No, I don't think I've played a single Terran. I played a couple ladder games yesterday. I didn't play a Terran, so I didn't really know like how it would play out, what builds were possible, or anything like that. So I kind of went into the series just having no idea.
I guess on the bright side, even though there was a patch, like you know, like you said, literally 2 days ago, which is never what you want going into a tournament. Have some last minute
Not as a
change
player, no.
that just you know, I really think Blizzard should be consulting Epic Land
Yeah.
before they drop those
Yeah.
patches, right?
I mean, it's a major tournament. It's
one of the biggest tournaments in Starcraft. I
Yeah,
have to say,
honestly,
you know,
yeah.
like, I think there's actually a prize pool, so it's pretty big. Yeah. Anyway, so we haven't really had Terran players have enough time to probably exploit that for as much as it's worth.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Raza definitely feeling afraid. I think you were the favorite going into that, even though I know you haven't been playing that much. Yeah, talk us through the series. Like, sort of, obviously, game 1 you went up. Game 2, Raza managed to take the game with the battle cruisers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what do you like? Was that a possibility in your mind? Like, was that kind of something you were afraid of at all, or did that really just completely?
I mean, it's a bit embarrassing to say, but I did think about it. I was like, maybe he's gonna go BCs here or something weird. I was like, there's no way, right? Like, there's no way he's gonna make BCs like after everything he did, because he went like 3 racks.
No, that's the thing. He
not?
must have canceled a racks.
Yeah, I
he
thought
must
so.
have, because we were casting it and we see everything, and we were like, oh, like RiSky sees the 3 racks. This sucks for Raza. This is gonna be, and I literally was like, well, there's no way he's just gonna go BC from here.
Yeah. Because he went. Well, I think he went 3 racks and then cancelled a racks.
Yeah.
And then he went Hellions, and I was like, well, what is he doing? And then it could be 2 base all-in as well, like, because it might, from my view, he already had 3 racks, so it could be like massing Marine tank even. So I did think BCs were possible, but I just didn't expect him to do it, I guess.
Yeah, so it was, you know, we saw like how the macro games went. Obviously, you kind of demonstrated yourself that you're very capable of completely demolishing him in a macro game. So he had to do something very mind gamey, and so, you know, it's hard. But you can't mind game someone every single game in a series like that, right? It's pretty hard to do that.
I didn't feel too bad after the BC game because I knew that he wouldn't be able to do it again. It's the type of build that like now he's played it, he can't.
Yeah,
he can't
he's able to take a map with it, but not too bad. The last game, obviously the mech game. How do you feel about mech on this patch? Are you scared of it, or were you kind of just like, yeah, I know what to do, I'll just minus Swerve Roaches, like, it's fine?
I think it's pretty similar, apart from, well, it could potentially be similar to the last patch. Obviously, generally 300 mineral CC does benefit Terran just like in general, just from the start of the game. But I don't think it matters too much unless they're going like battle mech.
Right.
Because what they do with battle mech is they just expand around the map. They almost play like Zerg. They just like keep like going on your face and like trading, while taking lots of bases behind it, and that just because the CC is cheaper, they get tempo faster. Like they're able to get on the map faster. They're able to get like their builds should just be faster in the early game, which means they keep more momentum. Yeah, so the battle mech kind of relies on momentum and tempo.
And he kind of opened with that, but I think
Yeah.
the run by that you did right after the Hellions got traded off was just like it totally wiped his economy. It just felt like after that his tempo was totally gone.
Yeah.
So he had to like basically make a bunch of tanks just to survive the roaches. And
Yeah,
I felt really bad.
it's a very like multitasking heavy playstyle, the battle mech, because you've got to make sure you're macroing obviously behind it. Zerg's counter-attack against you, you need to hold that properly, and then you also need to be trading constantly at the front and scanning and all of that stuff. So yeah, it's a difficult playstyle to play, but I think someone like Clem or Mario could probably pull it off and make it look very strong. But yeah, time will tell.
In the shape that Raza's in right now, hasn't been playing tons. It's going to be pretty hard to pull that off. And yeah, you were able to kind of like pick them apart there a little bit. And I will say I really enjoyed the Nidus Worm on top of the tank. That was chef's kiss. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one because as Raza, you're just thinking, oh, I've got a tank in my main.
Yeah,
like there's no, it's over, right? But
it's
actually,
the false sense of safety. Or like, what was it? I can't remember the phrase.
False sense of security.
Security, that's it. False sense of security when you have a tank in the main. Yeah, I just thought it was kind of cheeky, and I was just throwing it out there to see if it worked, but it did work, so that was nice.
Really enjoyed that. So great series from you, RiSky. Showing your. I really. I'm rooting for you the rest of the game. We need a hometown hero.
Oh yeah, okay.
Got big hopes. You're on your home turf.
Yeah. I mean, Epic Land is my sort of training grounds. Not training grounds. I don't know.
Your
something grounds.
Your stomping grounds.
I was gonna say something grounds, but yeah, I've been here for years. I've been going to Epic Land for 10 years now.
How are you? I guess just to finish things off, how are you feeling about Drogo and Fiant?
I mean, I was feeling more confident at the start of the tournament. Well, before the patch, because I think there's a couple playstyles that could be better after the patch. I'm not gonna say what specifically, I guess, but yeah, I just don't know. Like, I don't actually know if those playstyles are actually good, but it's one of those unknown factors that yeah. So I was feeling fairly confident about like having a 50-50 chance against Drogo. But not particularly anymore. I think I'm probably not very good. And he's been practicing a little bit as well, and he's like improving that to his sort of normal level. And Fiant, to be honest, I don't think I have much of a chance against Fiant. He's in really good shape. He's like rank 16 GM, and he's he was tough to beat even when I play well. So like yeah, I think it's gonna be like I would have to play very, very well to beat him, and probably get some build order wins and some luck on my side, but it is possible, but it's just unlikely, I'd say. Yeah.
Well, we're rooting for you either way.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by, and best of luck in the rest of your games.
Thank you very much. Right.
Thanks to RiSky for stopping by for a winners interview. It's lovely to be able to have the players on and talking us through their thoughts and how they played.
As a scrub, I just love it. I'm just like, I'm just
going to absorbing all the information like a sponge.
I'm just like, I was talking to Drogo yesterday, and I was just like, hey, what are you doing in PvZ? And he's just like talking me through stuff, and I'm like, dude, I'm so stupid.
Makes so much sense.
I'm like, I'm such an idiot. Like, I'm doing this and that. He's like, yeah, you don't need to do that. You just do this. I'm like, oh man. See, this is why you're a GM.
Exactly. Speaking of GMs, we've got a load more GMs to be playing up here on the main stage in the near future. We're going to have a quick look at the bracket as it currently stands and talk about what's going to be next up on this stream. So, as we just saw, RiSky took down Raza 3-1 in that closely contested series here in the upper quarterfinals. While that was going on, Fiant comfortably dealt with Roscoe. That was kind of the biggest split in terms of seeding in our upper bracket matches, Seed 1 versus Seed 8, and it looks like it really showed there. We're still waiting for the results of Figaro Larimbo, and that series, the winner of that one will be playing Fiant here on the main stream in just a few minutes' time. So, after we go to our break, we'll be back with that match. And then they get at the bottom of the bracket, we saw AC winning his round of 12 match a little bit earlier on, and he's currently in game 2, I believe, against Drogo. Drogo, obviously the favourite as the number 2 seed in the tournament there. But you know, you never know. AC, if Drogo's feeling a little bit less confident because of the patch, and if AC's feeling it with Zerg since the changes, there's a chance for an upset. I would be very surprised though.
Well, I mean, if we're frisky for risky, we can be racy for AC.
Ooh. Wow, that's a very choice set of words there. Won't comment on that one too much, but yeah, that's what we're going to be looking at. And then, of course, we'll see all of the upper bracket semi-finals. We're going to cast Fiant versus the winner of Figaro Limbo first. Then we'll have RiSky back on stream against the winner of Drogo and AC, and then we'll go through to the upper bracket final and see that one as well. Before we drop to the lower bracket and catch up with what's been going on. So, you know, all the players that have been playing so far have been dropping down using their second life. And we'll have to see at what point we get to some of the lower bracket games, and we'll follow that right the way through to the lower bracket final before we have our grand finals. But yeah, that's going to do it here on the stream for now. We'll go to a quick break and be back with the next series here at EPIC48 Starcraft 2. Thanks for watching.